welcome back to Cryptids, Myths, and Mysteries. I wanted to do a little story today, something I've been thinking about doing for quite a while, never got around to. But it's one that's perplexed me, one that's kind of made me scratch my head. And this happened back in 2017. And you can see by the headline here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get full screen here. Okay. Woman's own pit bulls are blamed in her grisly death. But is there more to the story? After a Virginia woman was found dead in the woods last week, apparently mauled to death by her own dogs, a friend and veterinarian are urging police to find out whether there is more to the story. Bethany Stevens, 22, was found by her father Thursday night in the wooded area in Goochland, where she often took her two pit bulls out for a stroll, according to Richmond.com. That's when they said he found the two dogs guarding the body of his daughter, who police say was mauled and killed by the pets. Stevens suffered wounds to her face, throat, and hands. Her skull was punctured. The bloody scene was littered with her shredded clothing, and police bagged 60 items of evidence. It appeared that the attack was a violent attack initiated by the victim's dogs while the victim was out for a walk with the dogs, said James Agnew, the sheriff of Goochland County. The victim had defensive wounds on her hands and arms trying to keep the dogs away from her, which would be consistent with being attacked while she was still alive. However, Amy Learn, a veterinarian at Cary Street Veterinary Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, believes many questions still need to be answered. I think the investigation needs to be ongoing, Learn said. Dogs don't typically just out of the blue attack their owners, so there is typically some kind of provocation. Okay. With that being said, we'll move on to this next one. Here we go. Friend Virginia woman killed by dogs claims story doesn't add up. A friend of the Virginia woman who was killed by her pet dogs can't believe what happened. Bethany Stevens, 22, was found dead in a wooded area last week around 8:20 p.m. local time of Mankin Road, Goochland, Virginia, according to local broadcast WTVR. Her father had called 911 after 8 p.m. to report that he found her in the woods. Deputies who responded to the incident described a grisly scene, saying the dogs were eating her, a local sheriff said. All right. Now we've got conflicting stories here. The father said he had found his daughter's body being guarded by her dogs. Not being eaten, being guarded. And, you'd kind of know the difference. I mean, let's just not mince words here. Any moron would know that. You could tell. Now, right here. It was, I observed, as well as 4 other deputy sheriffs, the dogs eating the rib cage on the body. Goochland County Sheriff James Agnew said on Monday, December 18th. But a friend, Barbara Norris, told WWBT in Richmond that it is unexpected that her dogs would attack Stevens. She said, those dogs would not attack her. They'd kill you with kisses. I can't tell you if it was blunt force or if it was a mauling, but I know those dogs didn't do it. The only time they got aggressive is if they thought there was a threat going toward her. So what happened? I had once found the autopsy report, and they said it was a canine of some sort, but they couldn't tell if it was the dogs there at the scene. Now, I don't have the receipt for that, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. If I can find it, I'll bring it back up. So, now, coming to this one right here. Autopsy confirms Goochland woman was mauled to death by her dogs. Sheriff closes investigation. The state medical examiner has concluded that 22-year-old Goochland County woman, who authorities say was attacked and killed by her two pit bulls in December, indeed died from trauma due to mauling by animals. The Goochland Sheriff's Office said Tuesday that in light of the month's autopsy results, it has closed its investigations into Bethany Lynn Stevens' death. The medical examiner's report substantiated what we observed, said Sheriff Jim Agnew, who released a 7-page report detailing the investigation's findings. I hope the family can get some peace now. There are going to be those who aren't going to believe and pick apart all the things that we've done. You think? I mean, seriously, it just sounds fishy to me. I've been around dogs most of my adult life. Big ones, small ones, ankle biters, and those would rip your throat out. You know, those type of dogs. They're a product of your environment, and their environment. Let me reiterate. Dogs are a product of their environment. A pit bull, I'm sorry, but they got a bad rep. I've seen a pit bull, such a sweet baby, look so fierce, so vicious, but such a baby wouldn't harm you. It'd have to be pushed to do that, right? I don't know. It just seems awfully fishy. I know that my dogs, I've got 2 big dogs. They'll go at it if they have to. But they're babies. I treat them like my kids. And it sounds to me like Bethany did the same. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just reading the article. But what I'm saying here is, something happened to Bethany. The medical examiner stated that she was mauled to death by an animal or animals. Trauma due to mauling by animals. Now, we'll go back to this one right here. She said, those dogs would not attack her. They'd kill you with kisses. I can't tell you if it was blunt force or if it was a mauling, but I know those dogs didn't do it. And she said the only time they got aggressive is if there was a threat going toward her. Now we go back to this right here. That's when he said, this is referring to Bethany's father, that's when he said he found the two dogs guarding the body of his daughter, who police say was mauled and killed by the pets. So, I don't know. So, that's a big mystery for tonight. I'm just going to leave that for you there. I'm not going to say it's a cryptid. I don't know what it was. But I have my doubts. And I certainly hope that the family has closure. That to me doesn't look like a very vicious dog to me. And it looks happy. It's one of those things you can scratch your head and wonder. You go back in the video and get the rough address and take a Google map view of the place. It's a rural area, and it's a wooded area where she was found. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm going to leave you with that note. A little head scratcher. And like I said, I hope the Stevens family has got some closure. I hope they're okay. And until next time, folks, glad you made it.